and madness. But you hunger for primordial magics, so you can play the hero for a time, casting unnamed rituals in the dark. But when death does come in those shadows where the old gods wake, you are not free to die, but rise again as abominations. Deranged and delirious, you become the beasts. You bear the horns and flash the teeth. You breathe the flames and throw the blades. You raise the dead and slice and hack against that pallid human meat. You be the haunter in the dark, the spectral lurker in the halls. Bring those decaying catacombs to life and break the so-called hero with traps and claws and spells, just as you were broken. But the void is awash with phantoms. Some may have even been companions in another life. And when you gut the human, taking over in his place, you face a raging, shattering, palpating torrent of beasts, where every rat and rotting ghoul, every trap and snake and beaked abomination is driven by those tricky specters of the void. Build an arsenal from magics to enchanted flaming blades, and carve a bloody trench towards the gate. And through that gate, stand against the great colossal horrors of the void. Battle tentacles and teeth and pulsing otherworldly eyes, or as a spirit, be the one who does possess them. Those monstrous rotting keepers of the elder gods. And pay no heed toward the black and vile buzzing in your thoughts, the mouthless voice that blooms and drips from darkest corners of your mind. Break the human, you will bark beneath the glow of liquid crystal, static crackling as controllers twitch and bend, and you eyeball your companions as they squirm and throb and sweat beneath the 40-inch incandescent screen. That's silicon and plastic portal to the void, through which no ancient thing could reach, from beneath the tide of eons. And with a finger vast and awful, touch your mind. Cruel awaits. It's just a game, you will laugh.
Rated E10 for ages 10 and up.
me.
It doesn't matter where you go in space, there's always someone trying to cheat an honest guy out of his hard-earned money.